The future of consoles and gaming is more choice, more power, and fewer exclusives locked behind one device. Xbox is working on a partnership with major publishers, the biggest platforms, and it means more games than ever before. A console PC hybrid with literally millions of games, and it all starts before next generation begins. Xbox Series consoles are nearing their life cycle, and Xbox hardware and software teams are already ramping up with a new generation that blurs the line between console and PC. The next generation of Xbox is reportedly a hybrid PC console that has access to your console library games as well as millions of games offered on PC. According to insiders close to Xbox development, the team is working on a universal Xbox UI dashboard, tailor-made to run across desktop PC, handhelds, tablets, mobile, smart TVs, and Xbox consoles. One of the most impactful features of this universal system is the implementation of Steam, allowing you to access and possibly even purchase Steam games and play them directly on this Xbox API or dashboard. Xbox declares that everything is an Xbox, meaning your traditional Xbox console experience could be melded with PC games, whether you're on a console or not. Last week, Xbox accidentally leaked an image of a new UI for Xbox that shows access to a Steam library. This not only drummed up a ton of speculation, but brought experts and insiders to talk about what they're hearing behind the scenes, with Steam being available on the next Xbox device. But there are major problems with Xbox allowing access to Steam games on their supported devices. The problem isn't with Steam, who's run by Valve. Valve and Microsoft have a strong partnership and relationship. The idea of being able to play almost every PlayStation game on an Xbox device is a major concern for gaming fans. PlayStation has almost all of their flagship titles available to buy and play on Steam across the PC platform, with almost all of their games coming to PC early or a year afterward. The major concern with traditional console gaming fans is that PlayStation could block access to their games on a device that is ID'd as an Xbox. This is a multi-layered problem when it comes to software-based APIs or hardware IDs, because no matter how Xbox implements Steam support, PlayStation will be able to see or identify the software or hardware, as they have to be in agreement with the API running Steam where their games are hosted. PlayStation has notoriously worked to gatekeep and limit access to their games outside of a PlayStation console. In fact, Xbox users discovered that they could play PlayStation games through cloud streaming on GeForce Now, and PlayStation effectively blocked GeForce Now users from playing PlayStation games because it impacts the need to buy a PlayStation 5. Even though you still need to buy the game from Steam, giving 70% of that money directly to PlayStation. The debate has popped up among tech and software experts that argue that PlayStation will find a way, and they can block games on Steam from being played on a device that has the Xbox logo attached to it, even if it's just by software definition. Unfortunately, PlayStation cannot block their games from Xbox using Steam because Valve and Steam do not allow software or hardware blocking of titles that they host. Remember, when PlayStation sells a game on Steam, they've already sold those rights to Steam, and Steam is hosting the title and giving the majority profit back to PlayStation. PlayStation has no control over who can buy the games or access them after they've been hosted on Steam. Tom Warren of The Verge has been digging into the rumored Xbox Universal Dashboard that has essentially countered an argument with Windows Central Jez Corden, who is also very close to the information about this new Xbox system that might include Steam access. Jez Corden believes that PlayStation will find a way to block access to Xbox users to protect the growth of their upcoming PlayStation 6. Tom Warren believes that legally, PlayStation has no right or method to block Xbox. Tom doesn't believe that the new Xbox dashboard will be an API. To me, it seems impossible, since Xbox needs a software platform to run across all of their supported devices universally. Tom Warren said, quote, "There is no Xbox API to PlayStation games on Steam, so there's nothing to block. If Microsoft goes ahead and lists Steam games in the Xbox app on Windows, that will require Steam to be installed on a Windows machine. Sony would need to block Steam." on Windows, end quote. Xbox is reportedly building this dashboard on Win32 app, which means you'll essentially have an Xbox console hybrid that runs the full suite of Windows 11, meaning for the first time ever, Xbox would give you access to all of your PC games and all of your console games. That includes Steam, Epic, GOG, Ubisoft, and EA storefronts, and even allow you to do something like TurboTax and Microsoft Excel, making it the most utilitarian PC and gaming console in history. As far as PlayStation trying to block their first-party games from being played on a device identified as an Xbox, honestly in the near future around 2027, with the majority of PlayStation's games going to PC and some waiting about a year, PlayStation is more third-party than ever before. And their concern over the relatively small Xbox console brand threatening the sales trajectory of a PS6, PlayStation can continue to successfully sell consoles while raking in a large market share of profit by selling their games on PC through Steam and taking a majority share of Xbox fans' money buying those PlayStation games and accessing them on this new hybrid Xbox console. A hardware developer that partners with Xbox said, quote, "Those games should still work on any future Windows or Steam OS device. To blacklist a specific CPU or GPU would be very anti-consumer, anti-competitive, and would draw the attention of the FTC. I think it's a contractual question. Those game licenses were sold by Valve. Sony got paid. Customers agreed to the EULA. Can Sony retroactively alter the EULA for games they've already sold and Valve resold? How would Valve feel about that? How do gamers feel about that? I think it would be a really bad thing to do, and I don't know if they legally can anyway," close quote. The only way PlayStation can effectively block Xbox is by removing Windows Steam support for their games, by forcing their PC customers to switch to Linux on their desktop or laptop using a virtual machine, or asking them to switch to Linux instead of Windows. Of course, PlayStation would never do this to their millions of customers on PC. Xbox has basically created an unstoppable, full-access gaming platform that will allow you to play Xbox games, PC games, and not long after, the brand new PlayStation games, and there is nothing legally or fundamentally that PlayStation can do or will do to stop it. The future of gaming is choice, flexibility, and power of your purchase to play a game that you own where you want and how you want, with convenience or full suite control on your hardware, with cross saves, cross progression, and cross entitlement. With many major platforms like GOG, Steam, and even Ubisoft allowing their games to cross the borders of console and PC with cross entitlement and cross progression. But there are major concerns and criticisms that the very company at the helm of bringing gaming to everyone and allowing you access as much as possible is under the stewardship of Microsoft and Xbox, a company that has notoriously failed to truly deliver a user-end experience that can live up to something like Steam. Microsoft's own Xbox PC app is lacking in functionality and innovation, missing key features that make the Steam storefront so popular. Xbox's own console dashboard has a no-frills, easy-to-use interface, but also has not been super innovative or impressive for next-generation gaming. The other concern is that Xbox says they want to give users universal access to their games and entitlement, but they've yet to keep consistency across their own PC storefront and console games by staggering releases and failing to continue to build up backward compatibility, and not showing a record of confidence in a future-proof platform, whether that becomes digital, physical, or outside of hardware. A lot is happening behind the scenes with Phil Spencer himself, describing this push to a more pro-consumer platform. The last concern is asking console users to pay for Xbox Live. In the past, Phil Spencer said that paying for online access is an archaic requirement that he'd like to do away with. But Microsoft pulls in about $1 billion of basically free money to charge users to play online just because they say so. If Xbox is truly a Windows 11 console hybrid PC, Xbox can no longer charge for Xbox Live starting next generation. This means that sometime in 2026 or 27, Xbox would have to completely remove the paywall on Xbox Live to play online, with no compromises, no exceptions, even for people continuing to play on the Xbox Series consoles to transition into next generation. Whether you believe the accounts of the hardware and software developers, Xbox is likely working on a ubiquitous system that brings forward your back-compat games that exist now, while also folding in millions of PC games. All of this stands to benefit you, the gaming consumer, and the platform storefronts that make the money, and that includes PlayStation. The next Xbox console will, in all rights and definitions, still be an Xbox, but will be considered a desktop PC made to play games on a large TV or a super fast monitor. The controversy of future Xbox fans having access to PlayStation games could actually be a push forward for the industry to broaden the scope of available customers and make your gaming purchases more than just one device. Xbox has a long road ahead of them to make all of this come together, and if they're truly working in partnership with the Surface team, Microsoft Gaming, Xbox hardware and software, also working within Steam to get games from PlayStation to make everything work together, this will allow gaming fans to purchase more games from more storefronts and play them wherever they want. And if that's true, the future of Xbox is very, very bright. This is Colteastwood. Thank you so much for checking out this video. I've been hearing about this Steam thing with Xbox, and Xbox bringing a bunch of PC games and this console hybrid thing, and none of this is confirmed yet. But what we're hearing gets me really excited about opening up the platform, especially Xbox. It's already opened up to everyone else, allowing the customers who are ready to play on the next generation console to have more access to more games, and especially them getting rid of the Xbox Live paywall. I truly think that's something they're going to do if they move forward and make this thing just the same as a PC. But like I said, I really have to wait and see if Microsoft and Xbox can truly deliver a full suite gaming platform and do it right, because that is so important. If you ended up enjoying this video, let me know by liking and subscribing to the channel. Hit the bell to be notified of new content. If you want to further support what we're doing here on the Colteastwood channel, you can hit the join button below. That'll get you early access to videos. It'll get you monthly merch giveaways and so much more. Also, check out the Patreon. I have several tiers there where you can join the club and get early access to videos and so much more. Also, you can get the super class there where you can learn how to do production and get your own channel up and running and live stream and do graphic design and so much more. I do one-on-one training there, so check that out. Check out the X&C podcast. We had a really great show this week. Middle-aged game guy and I talked about this stuff in more depth about Steam and Xbox and the future of gaming and PlayStation trying to block it. And there's some really good insight there if you want to hear, not just from me, but from Middle-aged game guy who also has his own channel called The Mag Show. Check that out as well. But thank you so much for supporting that. You can check that out at 5 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern here on this channel if you like to watch that. And it's on demand and on Spotify if you want to just listen to it. So thank you so much. Let me know what you think about this. Will PlayStation actually find a way to block it? Or do you think they're not going to care and realize they'll still have a really successful console platform, even with Xbox fans paying full price for their games? Let me know what you think in the comment. And while you do that, as I always say, please be nice.